What is going on, YouTube? This is Chris with Embroidery. I'm coming to show you this Brother Duetta 4500D, the Disney edition. What I wanted to show you guys today was an issue that I originally had when getting this machine, and I had a gentleman contact me through Instagram, and it seems like he might be having the same issue, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how I troubleshoot. First off, I'm gonna go ahead by threading the machine, following the numbers, and clipping it at the top. I'm gonna go ahead and press the thread button. As you can see, the machine has an automatic threader, which is pretty cool. You see that the thread is through the needle. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the slack through so that way it doesn't go back into the machine. Now I'm gonna go ahead and press the foot button to lower the foot, and you see the light turns green. I'm gonna go ahead and press that button. Let's see what happens. Boom, just as I thought. Within 20 stitches, I got this check and rethread upper thread message. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and rethread the machine, press the needle button. It's gonna thread it up. I'm gonna pull that excess thread through there to give it some slack. Oh, if I can get it. Now this time I'm gonna press this foot lever. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the thread. You see the foot went down and the light turned green. Now while I'm holding that thread, I'm going to go ahead and raise the foot lever, but notice that I'm not going to press the button. Instead, I'm going to manually raise that foot. Now while holding that bottom thread, I'm going to grab the top thread and kind of pull it a little bit till it gets nice and taut. Then I'm going to put the foot lever back down. And now as I pull the thread, notice that the thread doesn't pull, but instead that it stops. And if you look close enough, you can see that the needle kind of moves. That shows me that the thread is properly sitting in between the tension plates up here. Now I'm gonna go ahead and rethread the machine again, just so you guys can see the difference in what happens if you don't do the little steps that I just did. So go ahead and press that threader button. It's going to thread it up. I'm going to go ahead and pull that extra thread through so that way it has the slack that it needs. I'm going to push the foot lever button. Notice how it turns green. I'm going to do it again for you guys to see. I'm going to press that button and the light turns green, letting you know that it's ready to embroider. But I'm going to grab the thread and I'm going to gently pull it. And as I'm pulling it, notice how the thread keeps coming. This is not what we want to happen. I'm going to show you up here. The thread just keeps feeding through. This shows that the thread is not properly sitting in the tension plates. Instead, what we want to happen is this right here where the thread kind of stops. This signifies that the thread is properly sitting in between the tension plates. I'm going to go ahead and press the green button to start the machine. And let's see if it goes past that 20 stitch mark. So it has gone past the 20 stitch mark. That lets us know that the machine has been properly threaded. You can see that the stitch count is increasing. It is moving without a hiccup. This is how you want your machines to embroider. Another thing that might be happening is you're having some tension issues with your bobbin. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the hoop off. I'm gonna lift up this plate. I'm gonna take off this extra plate here. This one could be a little tricky to get off. Here we go. I have it off now. Now I'm gonna go ahead and lift up the bobbin. Oops, it looked like the bobbin case came with it. I like to use metal bobbins, and I particularly like to use black embroidery bobbin thread. I feel like it blends in a lot better than the white embroidery bobbin thread. That's just my own personal preference. Here is your bobbin housing. See, there is a flathead screw. There's also a Phillips screw. When you're tightening the tension of the bobbin case, always use the flathead screw. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that back in there. Notice how it's lined up. Now wiggling. I'm gonna put this plate back on. I'm gonna put my bobbin back in. Make sure you're putting your bobbin in correctly and using that embroidery bobbin thread. I'm gonna put the plate back on. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and put the needle down and use that upper thread to pull up the bobbin thread. Hopefully that helped some of you guys out. Another side note is I got a patch right here. I got the Cindy patch from Boondocks. When you look at the back of the patch, notice how some of that top thread is showing through. This shows that you got proper tension between the upper thread and the bottom thread. And here I'm using white embroidery thread. I got my Get Out patch. This time I was using black embroidery thread, and as you can see, it's the same thing where some of the upper thread is showing through the bottom. You never want the bottom thread showing through the top. That lets you know that you're having some tension issues and that your upper tension might be too high or your bobbin tension just might be too low. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. Peace.